Hello and welcome everyone to part 49 of the Rome Let's Play for Total War Rome 2. One part away from part 50, which will be a 1 hour special. That'll be out next week. But anyway, for now we're going to get on with this battle up in Scotland against the remnants of the Suevi here in Britain. Let's get to it with our ladders. So here we are on the battle map. I've got my troops all formed up, ready to take the walls, and we're just pushing in now with the ladders here. Decided not to wait extra turns to bring the enemy down, so we're going to try and take them down here. Although, having seen what we've actually got to raid up against us, all these Germanic youths, I'm going to try and skirmish the enemy with my own velites as well. Otherwise my troops on the ladders are going to get destroyed, which is not something you want to see. Because I can't put them in testudo while they do this, unfortunately. Oh, we can put them in a loose spacing though. So let's give them an opportunity to go into loose spacing, which may well help. Although that unfortunately does stop the targeting of the ladders. Although no, it doesn't look. I don't know if they'll continue moving or not. Just wait for everyone to get a formation. Yep, they're going to continue moving. That's actually pretty darn useful. So we're just getting ready here because a few of them can actually start firing at us. We've got longbow hunters up here. They'll be able to start hitting our troops. And I'm going to push forward here, hoping that gentle rise of the hill might give some protection, but probably not a lot. But I'm just going to see how badly this can go for my velites here. I just want to try and weaken that first volley that these guys are going to give them. They're actually all pulling back the moment we push forward. So I don't know, that's a good thing, bad thing, we'll soon find out. They're being hit by the longbow hunters over here, and I'm going to try and get them obviously to fire on in here, which they really should just bring down those longbow hunters quite quickly. They are doing a fair bit of damage, but the longbow hunters now at this close range, along with any supporting Germanic youths, are going to do some damage to us, but we are bringing these guys down rather considerably down here. Yeah, and these guys are going to be taken down, so that's good cover, good screening from my light troops there. And yeah, we've broken 2 units at least on the wall. And I'm now going to push even further forward. Yes, they're going to be susceptible to the towers, but we can then bring down any units that do come back to the walls now. And we're doing that quickly before they all get back into position, I think. But they're already going to get up there and start firing. At least if my velites take the punishment here, it's not my my Praetorians, which I would much prefer it wasn't. And yeah, again, bringing those Germanic youths down quite steadily, quite quickly. The javelins that my guys are employing do a fair bit of damage when they actually hit, and these guys are not fly on over. If there were some guys standing behind them that would do a fair bit. We're already wavering these guys, which is good. And I'm actually going to take these guys out of loose spacing before they get to the walls. I don't know if that's going to hurt them or if they'll be able to keep moving while they do that. But loose spacing obviously is not great for actual combat, so leave that for now. My velites taking losses across the way. We're actually routing several units along the wall, so that's pretty darn good. And now my Praetorians are actually getting up there. So I'm going to bring up the rest of my troops now. We're all just attacking from one angle here. I've got grouped in here my Evocati cohort. And my gladiators in there, all of them with, well, formation attack is off. As you can see, everyone got all that sorted. Legionary cavalry, we can bring you up for the lols, but right now the only other unit I want to bring up are these gladiator spearmen into position. But we're now claiming the top here. We're going to start capturing this arrow tower over here. I'm going to push in to get it. Come on, chaps, up you come. Up you go. My Velite is actually doing a fantastic job here. They've taken down a lot of the damage that would normally be done to my Praetorians. They've screened them well. They've cleared the enemy off the walls, and we can now push up with my Praetorians. And once the Praetorians are up there, I'm going to get the Velites up here as well, so we can see the rest of the enemy advancing in over from this side. Now we've got Spear Brothers, Germanic Tribesmen. I think that's essentially all they've got left. So lots of spear units, which is just not going to go down too well against my infantry. My Praetorians, heavy melee infantry, sword-based infantry. They're just going to destroy the enemy. We've got some more units over here. This is quite a big map, actually. I don't think I've seen this before. I don't know if this is just special to I can't remember where we're fighting. We're up in that settlement up in Scotland. We'll see on the campaign map in a moment. But I don't think I've seen this before. One this size with the big wall there. I think this must be pretty much fully upgraded. It looks pretty packed in, although these do look a bit like they've been under siege and broken. Although, essentially, this is what we would normally see, I think, on this type of campaign map. No, actually, it's not. It's normally those gates here we see, something along that design there, and we're coming away in from the other side. All these are on fire and burning. I don't know if that signifies that we're being besieged or whatever. Let's attack these guys here with the Praetorians anyway. I'm going to engage, and they throw their pillar before they go in for the charge. In they go to bring them all down. And we're going to go in against these guys here with my Praetorians. I'm going to see if these Praetorians here can flank round. Rest of my infantry, we're going to assemble ourselves up here. Push forward with my skirmishers just to hold. And guys are stuttering a bit. Unfortunately, this does happen in sieges a bit too much. But hopefully that will be an issue that is certainly sorted in, or at least worked on in patch 9. So we're charging in with the Praetorians here. As they go on in, it becomes very messy and sticky and slideshowy. Pushing up and around with these guys. I hope we can make a difference on that flank. Going around the side here, and I'm going to now flank into the Spear Brothers, which is the General's bodyguard, and they're going to throw their pillar as well. We're already breaking the tribesman unit there. I'm just really annoying about this this stuttering, because it's not lag, because my FPSs aren't. My FPS isn't diving, it's actual stutter, which is unfortunate, because otherwise this would look awesome. But we're charging in on there with those units. We're coming around with these infantry over here, more Praetorians, and we're going to go for the Germanic chargemen at the back. Meanwhile, the rest of my infantry is slowly forming up. They're getting up on the walls, along with gladiators. We're not going to bother about getting them right to the forefront just yet. Leave them where they are. Let them do what they do best. And we've already broken the majority of the enemy, broken the general. I think we're going to claim a victory. I won't need to finish them all off because, yep, it's a decisive victory, and they are defeated. Back to the campaign map. Back on the campaign map, we obviously have that decisive victory. You can see troops did rather well, and I didn't show the end loading screen there. I'm cutting out some of the loading screens at the moment, but I will show those end loading screens in the future, because obviously it shows you how many kills and what have you we got. And I think actually we can see it's these guys, 202 kills. The Velites though, killed or captured, doing rather well mostly. These guys 160. And up here we are going to raise to just try and put down the enemy up here. Elidon, of course it's Elidon. I don't know why I couldn't think of its name properly, but it is Elidon, or Elidon rather. And now we've taken that, we can move on, but unfortunately we can't build anything here because we have no money. This way we still have forces over here. I'm going to bring my champion into my army for military training. Let's come across the campaign map. Have a look at Roma, which is unhappy at the moment, but we're building that gladiator school. To counter all that, we can start getting Praetorian Guard here in a while. But anyway, before we go any further, I have the legion names finally incorporated. And well, not incorporated, I'm just about to add them in fact. So here we go. The 7th I've decided to name, and these are all from your suggestions from parts 47, 48, and I've kept a list of all the legions names you guys suggested. Some of you gave, you know, really long lists, so I've got plenty to work with from now on. So the 7th is going to be named the Fulminata, which means lightning or touched or struck by lightning. So the lightning legion as such, Fulminata. That's legion number 7. And I don't know if there's an easy way to actually find my legions on here. Oh yes, there are. There we go. Okay, so we need to find a legion. Where is you? Where are you, legion? Legio. I'm trying to look for legion number 9 and 10. Well, I can see 10, but where is number 9? Well, we've not got number 9. Am I just going blind, perhaps? There's 3, 4, 10, 1, 5, 2, 3, 6, 7. Have I not got a 9th legion? Ah, do they need to be reinstated? They do. Ah, they're being called the Invictor. Whoa, that's odd. Were they already called that? Because actually that's what I wanted to name them. The Invictor, which means the Unconquered, which is probably quite funny that they're the ones I have to reinstate. But yes, the Unconquered, the Invictor will come back, so I don't need to name them. But number 10. Number 10 is a perhaps more of a humorous one, rather than a serious name. But I've got plenty of serious names for the remaining legions that I will undoubtedly recruit in the course of the Let's Play. So the 10th is being called, and this may... I don't know if this is completely correct, I'm going on what you guys have told me, but this is being called the Bellum Amet, which apparently translates as War Chicken. So those guys that watched the previous parts will appreciate the War Chickens. Oh crap, need to do that. Obviously I just saw those guys there. So hopefully you guys will appreciate the War Chickens. But yes, I hope you enjoy those names for my units. So let's end the turn there. And obviously the big other question that I left you at part 48 was, you know, attack Sparta, yay or nay? Now, some of you did seem to think that I'd completely lost my marbles by even suggesting the idea.
Glory,
oh,
wealth,
and
a place in the histories.
In fact, this works. This works fine for now, because right now I don't want to attack Sparta. Well, I proposed a question last time, and it was very interesting reading your responses, and a lot of you, sort of saying, punish Sparta, get rid of them now. As a lot of you rightly said, let's just have a quick look at who I'm at war with. A vast plethora of enemies. I mean, these guys can be, kept at bay over here now, or I'll march in and destroy them. I need to take Iberia to gain economic benefits and just secure that whole western flank. And, I need to deal with the British tribes, the Brittonic tribes, and the Germanic ones as well. To then be facing the Greeks as well, which I undoubtedly will because I'll rally a lot behind Sparta. No. So I am going to accept this, but I'm going to see if I can wean a little bit of money out of them. Okay. I don't actually want to risk it, and I don't want to pass up this opportunity. So I'm going to accept it. I'm going to accept a defensive alliance. They will now come to my aid if I'm attacked. And so yes, so we sorted out the Sparta question by forming a defensive alliance with them. That's not to say I probably will stab them in the back at some point. Okay, didn't see this army coming. So we're at Trevorium. We will try and fight and hold off the enemy here. It's not going to be easy, but we'll go for it. And we're starting the battle now. We formed up pretty similar formations to how I usually do on this sort of defense. This building here has been completely destroyed, but it looks like that would have been garrisonable. In fact, yes, it would have been. I'm not sure if I can... No, it's kind of glitching over a few bits. It was showing small markers, but no, that's one of the buildings you can actually garrison. And there's very, very few in Rome too. I think there's actually only 2 buildings, which one's a temple, and one is this building with a big spire in the middle sort of thing. But yes, anyway, so we have the enemy formed up over here. They're marching on in right now. There they all are. In they come. Try and just pin them and then hold them off, but they do have Bloodsworn, which are going to be difficult to deal with. But anyway, as I was talking about Sparta very briefly, so yes, no need to go to war with them. We're going to hold them as a defensive ally right now, so that'll be useful. And this gives us, basically, having them as a defensive ally holds the eastern flank right now. So it means we can fully commit to wars in Iberia if we need to, but not yet. I'll be focusing on Britannia, conquering that, holding back the Germanic forces here in Gaul as well, because we probably will lose Trevorium here, so we're going to need to take that back. And once we've held the Germanic tribes back a little bit, and obviously I've got 4 armies, I think. No, 3 armies in Britain right now. Once they can be, brought back into the field of battle in Gaul, that's really going to help things, help the situation out quite a bit. The Bloodsworn are going to be the first ones to come on up, and I'm keeping my general in this alleyway over here a little bit because I want to try and force the enemy down towards my defensive units where we can whack them with these guys We've also got these plebs, which I just wish we could deploy. Actually, we can deploy them up here. I want them to deploy up here so we can charge on in at the enemy. Various points. And these guys here kind of charge through and push the enemy back. Because they're going to come through probably one by one. They do like to form up a little defensive formation here. I have no idea why the AI likes to do it in this square particularly. But they do. In come their cavalry as well. Obviously I have no... well, my spears are formed up in square, but hoping they go up against my spears rather than my general. I'm just hoping they don't really... well, I'm hoping they can't see him, so they're just going to aim to go down here rather than flank on round. If not, my general will have to cope with them. But here they come. Nope. Seeing the troops there, they're pulling back. Ideally don't really want them going up against my general, and having them there actually blocks my general's unit from swooping around to help the other guys out. I'm not saying we're going to be able to win this, but I'd just like to be able to hold the enemy off as long as possible. So again, we're going to have to let the enemy start coming down here. I'll push around, take out their cavalry, and then swoop on down if I can. But that's a big but. These guys up here, they can charge on down too. Get the chance. Looking badass. Wolfman. Thankfully they've not sent any troops around here yet. To the actual capture point. And where are they sending these guys? It's going to be the interesting part now. They're forming up spear levy here. Bit weakened. Obviously I'm just free to wait and see what they do. They're not bringing forward their scorpions. AI doesn't seem to understand how to move artillery pieces like that, which can actually be moved. They're not fixed pieces. They're just going to form up here. No, let's give them a bit of a fast forward, because if they're not actually going to attack me, I will just sit here and let the countdown timer run on down. So I'm going to leave it like that, and I will resume obviously the battle if something does happen. If the AI is silly enough to just sit there, then that is great news, because I'm not going to tweak any of my units. So if we can hold on to Torium, that would be lovely. Well, it didn't take long. It was actually a matter of moments actually before they decided to attack. And they decided to send in their cavalry here against my Riori, and so my levies are trying to bring them down. They're shaken and retreating, and I'm hoping that's going to spur the enemy on. It is. It's spurring the whole army on of the enemy forces, and I don't have anyone coming around here just yet. We have more cavalry going in for yet another charge. Here they go. In towards my Riori, which are going to hold, and these guys just got slaughtered by the levies. And yeah, those guys are going to die. Holding, just waiting here with my general almost. Yeah, and they are actually sending some troops around now. So we're going to go for them. I'm just hoping this isn't going to pull the whole of the enemy forces around.
Our general is under attack.
Going for it here. I'm hoping they're going to throw their pillar before they just go into combat here. Doesn't look like it. No, they're just going to crash on in. In fact, the enemy is going to run. And we're going to get caught up with some spear troops. We're going to kind of have to commit and go for it now, which is going to pull all the enemy forces over towards my general, which is not going to end well. It's going to force all the enemy there, and it's blood sworn. Now the one thing I can try and do here is push up with my defensive forces, my Riori, kill the Germanic youths before my general is killed. Something I can give a go, and I'm going to pull my levies up here. We've already got guys flanking around me. Got one unit of those Germanic youths being broken. Gonna push back the spear levy next. We're going to send in the mobs. I'm just hoping that we can kind of cause a cascade effect against these guys. Killing one. Oh, but they've got blood sworn in here, so it's not going to end well. Going to bring up the plebs to try and help out my general, which is now being flanked. Come on, missiles. Go for it. Quick reload. I'm just going to leave them there. I'm not going to use the whip because it will cause them fatigue, and right now I need them to last a little bit longer. When they're perhaps pushing down to the last of them, then I will do something about it. Club levy being broken at the back here. Under heavy fire. Try and clip more of the spear levy over here. We're desperately trying to push back the spear levy and blood swarm. In go my plebs, try and help my general out. Levies, I'm trying to get them to attack in here, push the spear levy back, but there's also blood sworn up there. Go levies, go. Plebs just trying to soak up a little bit of the battle and hold the enemy, but we've got more forces pushing in here. We've got sword masters actually charging in now.
The men are wavering.
Which will not end well. And I can't put these guys into square. Take these guys off formation attack for now. Should have done that earlier to make them a bit more effective.
The men are wavering.
But yeah, they're wavering there, which is not good. Just my general still desperately fighting on here. Let's give him a use the whip now. Let's try and hit the blood sworn if we can. Oh, this poor chap over here. Oh, but they did manage to clip the blood sworn there. My general's unit is wavering. My general hasn't died yet, but I'm sure he's going to fall down pretty darn soonish. Trying to bring that blood sworn down. My general's banner just going, and they flee the field of battle. The last of these legionaries fleeing and running away now. And it's now just my levies trying to fire into the crowd here. Men are wavering. We've had to charge with this unit here, try and get a little bit of charge bonus. Being stabbed in the head by most of those guys there. And they're just bombarding in. Oh, spear levy there. That's a good charge. And they're now flanking around from the back. And unfortunately that is a close defeat. Let's see how many. We did manage to kill 619 of the enemy, which brings them down to just under 1,000 there. 242 kills with my general. So we'll have to push back in and take out the remaining 1,000 men that will still hold there. Got those berserkers to worry about. But a reasonable sized force should be able to do that. I might be able to send up my army from Octoduron, seeing as now being a defensive ally with Sparta means I don't have to worry with the eastern forces there and the Nervi are covering me in the centre, so I can actually push back. Or I can bring my army down from Bagacom to do some damage there. Enemy lost all their cavalry there, but nobody else, so they're going to replenish soon. We'll have to push up there quickly, bring my army, as I said, from Octoduron. That'll be the plan. Bit of snow up in the Alps there. And the Swaby force marching an army over there, up in the north, pulling their troops back. And the Demeter moving their agents back down south towards Camlodonum. Oh, and we got a victory marker there, heroic victory, or notable victory. And there's another one up the coast as well. Site of an important, famous battle. We'll need to pull back to Eboracon or send an army up there soon because it looks like they're pulling. The enemy's pulling forces up there to try and stop me and to reclaim their settlements. I don't know how many men are going to spawn there. And the Gatuli, how are you guys doing? Recently I've just gone to war with them in my Iceni Let's Play, a part 48 of that, so do check that out if you want to see some Iceni versus Gatuli action. That is on my channel. And then someone needs to once again sending agents up against me here. I'm engaging in agent snatching operations outside Garama at the moment with my available agents, just try and get some extra agents to just spam back at the enemy. That's what I'm trying to do across the entirety of my empire, in fact. And what are the Rugi up to? They are hounding my border in the northeast. And these guys seem to be giving the Gatuli a bit of grief. Iberia seems to be all over the place right now. Disruption, that's unfortunate. Hidden agent exposed, subversion wounded. Sabotage, subversion, subversion, sabotage. Province contested. Yes, it has been contested because I've lost that. Food shortage in the Roman Empire once more. God dang it, every time. Every time. Go forward one place and then 2 steps back, and need to just put some money into upgrading any kind of food resource that we have. Oh, and these have both been damaged, which is why that's going to be not doing anything right now. Ah, Vertigala, we can expand the city. Yes, let's expand the city and let's build a public forum there. But up over here, actually, well, one, we can repair that. Apparently I have to let it go for one turn, then I can cancel it and then build it back again. That's how I hear it works. Let's do that. Screw the public order right now. Elidon, let's go for another yellow. Those guys have fled up there. We can just about hold for now. But food wise. Actually, is everyone taxed? Don't believe somebody is down here. Didn't I take these guys off tax or something? Ah, these guys, because they're so pissed. So if we tax them, there we go. 11 food. We're all sorted. Food shortage avoided. Malcontents leading for the rebellion. Oh, which is spawned up here, which is... Oh, it's the Etruscan League rebels. They're back. Okay, so what are we actually going to spawn here at Alia? It's a shame they're not spawning down at Karalis, because I've actually have some ballistas and scorpions on the wall. Oh, we can upgrade that as well to the Taberna. Yeah, screw the public disorder right now. I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to spawn 9 units, 2 legionary cohort, or even 2 legionary cohorts should be able to hold up against this rebel army, but it's probably going to gain in size very soon. The gladiator school is going to be ready. We're not going to upgrade to the next level, which will start losing us food, but that will be fine. Oh, we're upgrading stuff here as well. That's all good. Farms and what have you. Yeah, let's repair that. But now we're good with food. We've not got a food shortage anymore. So the slave makers are down here, and the full Minata. We can bring them. We can bring them up to Trevorium. Take that back. So I'm going to force march you guys all the way up here, and then you can attack next turn. Octoduron, you are a bit pissed about that though. I'm sorry about that. But I'm hoping you're going to hold. In fact, let's see. Why not? Let's untax this province. You're going to be -2. That's a bit better. I can live with that. Military presence 6, actually. So in fact, we can pull this army up there. Probably then tax them again. No, okay, going in there, upset them. Why? Buildings. Oh, was there characters? Ah, must be a character. Let's check. -1, yes, it's my character. This guy obviously has some public order bonuses, so we can actually see that from his effects, his traits. Somewhere in there, +2 public order, yeah. So we'll leave him there. We'll leave this army here, which means we can actually tax it again. Gain that extra bit of food and income that it's giving us. The army's moving up there. So have a look at the tactical map before we wrap up this part. As you can see, Empire is slowly spreading. Capture the north of Britannia now with my Emperor, Scipio. We'll be pushing to take out the tribes in Wales and in Ireland very soon. We need to reinforce this position up here. But we'll get to that and more in Britain next time. As always, hope you enjoyed. Please do remember to comment, subscribe, follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I will see you all again soon. Ciao for now.